Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
What's up, Carolina Panther fans? I hope that intro worked. It didn't play on my side, Cody. I was just in the dark there.
It did. I saw it on YouTube.
Okay, awesome. Welcome to C3 Therapy Session. The Carolina Panthers just fell 2017 to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have swept the Carolina Panthers this season, and really, they swept our emotions that were all swept up last week in excitement and optimism, and they swept them up, and they put it in a dustpan, and they put it right in the garbage as the Carolina Panthers have fallen to 2017, and now they're going to have to really put in some work if they want to try to win this division. It's not going to be as easy as just winning against Tampa had they had won this game. The Carolina Panthers were an every other quarter team today. As in first quarter, great. Second quarter, no good. Third quarter, great. Fourth quarter, no good. And it wasn't that great to have to play against an extra man called the referees. The Carolina Panthers made a lot of penalties in this game on both teams, but the Carolina Panthers ended up shooting themselves in the foot towards the end of the game with some terrible, terrible, boneheaded penalties on their end and a lot of ticky-tack calls from the refs earlier that probably had them frustrated. My name's Tony Dunn. It's the C3 Postgame Show. I'm here with my wheelman, Cody Leck.
Tony, the minute the Panthers get something good, we had a couple days where we got to lay claim to being the number one team in the NFC. And then on 2 weeks of preparation, the Panthers go in, and yet again, they cannot get it done against the bottom of the NFC South in the New Orleans Saints. They swept us this year, and it was absolutely pathetic. There's so many things to go over today, Tony Dunn. The not going for the field goal on fourth down really hurt us. Then after that, just the defense letting them march all the way upfield. The refereeing was terrible, but I feel like this is embarrassing, man. When you see the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots and what that type of team, what those types of teams are able to do and put up, it lets you know we have a long way to go. And yet, in spite of it all, the Panthers are still in the running for a home playoff game. Dude, it's a wild week. The Panthers are consistently inconsistent. And Tony, I don't know what's going to happen in order for us to fix it, dude. I don't know, man.
The number's 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. Would like to get your thoughts on today's game. The disappointment. Therapy is free. You can smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the C3 Panthers podcast. We're here on Tuesday nights live at 9 p.m. following every show, and on Fridays, the Friday free-for-all, where you can be a part of the show. Longest running Panthers podcast, and right now, it's been a long time since we've been consistently happy. We talked about really is the only reason it hasn't been an every other week experience for us is we had the advantage of having a bye and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing on that bye, which made it feel like we won. So we had 2 weeks of happiness. Again, I feel like I'm somewhat to blame for this because every time I've picked the Panthers this season, they've lost. And every time I've picked against them, they've won. I will say is
every
that
time we're the favorite, we lose. Anytime we are depending on the
Jets. We beat the Jets.
Oh, okay. Whoop-de-doo. But we didn't even start as a favorite. Anytime the Panthers are favored to win, when we're in a scenario to win, coming off of 2 weeks, and yet we still can't fucking get it done. Our defense in the second half of this game was fucking abysmal, dude. We were dropping Derek Brown back into coverage. I just don't know how the Panthers continuously find a way to get in their own way in a moment when they have everything on the table. It just baffles me, dude.
Today's game really came down to, well, one, I want to shout out. I think maybe there's some Saints. I'm probably going to be some Saints fans in the chat. Is this Saints team playing down the stretch a lot better than their record says they are? Right? Is the Shook guy is playing hard? He's throwing the ball downfield. He might not be perfect all the time, but we did not. He looked good today, good enough, right? I mean, he laid his body out on the line. He did not make a ton of mistakes. There was a couple of errant passes at times, but nothing that we're in a high pressure situation for a rookie quarterback that, you know, could really fall apart in a sense. And he didn't do it. Right. And they kept moving the ball. And it seems like every week they've gotten better on offense. But really the story of this game to me, Cody, is, I mean, look, we can cry about officiating. We're going to, I'm sure. I mean, look, there was, and at times we deserve, there was, I mean, at the end, come on, lining up offsides against the field goal. The personal foul from Latham Ransom hurt, right? I mean, I know that was such a bang. He's probably so taken aback on what that, you almost should have let him run all the way to the one and tried to drag it out for the whole 9 seconds maybe, and then tackle him. The story of this game, though, is that the Carolina Panthers did not win the trenches. Cody, is that it started as the Carolina Panthers effectively running the ball in the first quarter, a long drive, chewing up clock. We knocked them off. They weren't able to convert. We forced them into a punting situation. We got the ball, long drive, turned it into a touchdown. I think that was that the Dowdle touchdown that was kind of questionable if it got across the line? I can't remember what the first touchdown. I'll find it in just a second. But the Carolina Panthers were able to run the ball. In fact, they ran the ball like every play for the first 6 plays. The second quarter, they started throwing more. And it seemed to me, though, that they didn't abandon the run, but the Panthers stopped being able to run the ball effectively. Right? That Dowdle made a lot out of some poor situations at times. Chuba had some powerful runs, but that defense was giving our offensive lines problem in the run game. And then towards the back end, when we could not run the ball out, and then we were going into passing situations, they're working us. While the Carolina Panthers on the other side of the ball, we're not able to generate that same consistent pressure to fluster Shook. Right? We couldn't Shook.
No, we couldn't. To me, Tony, it was a tale of two halves. We were able to run the ball, generally pretty okay in the first half. And then the second half, they just could not get the run game going. They were getting stopped on those short down and distances. And just the play calling was abysmal. Tony, there were a few key moments in this game that just really, to me, turned the tides, right? So there was that huge drop by Tedero McMillan on, when we were driving for a touchdown. Yes, like that.
Man, dude, that ball was that's deep in the end zone, the one in the end zone.
Well, no, it was the one. It was the ball should have been out a little bit ahead of T-Mac, but it was a little bit behind him. And I think it might have been.
I don't think that's so much as a drop as a pass defended.
Yeah,
I mean,
but even still,
that gave that corner an opportunity to wrench that ball out.
Right, and normally I'm the type of person who says, look, Bryce has to give a better ball, put it out in front of him, and, make it where the defender can't even make a play on the ball. But T-Mac needs to come down with that shit. And it gets to a point where now every single game, T-Mac has a bad drop that's like indefensible. And it's like, dude, what's going on, man?
I don't think that's
you need to have that.
I think that's
one.
a good defensive play.
That should have been had.
That should have been a touchdown, is what we're ultimately saying.
Dude,
there's a touchdown that you left on the table. A little better ball placement prevents that defensive back from making that play. I just can't, in my mind, say that's a drop. Because, I mean, he's reaching back, and the guy gave the defender an opportunity to make a play that if it would have been led, he would have had no chance. It would have just been a catch. Then you also had the challenge. That was tough catch. I mean, but once that bottom hand came off the ball, they're not going to call that a catch, I don't think.
I still feel like he should have caught that ball.
Okay.
I just feel that way. To me, Tony, the game changed on that 4th and 1 play. The one where Canales challenged the 4th down, that Bryce picked up the line of the game. He didn't. And on 4th and 1, they decide to go for it and get fucking stuffed. Take the 3 fucking points. Take the 3 points.
Oh, I don't think we were in field goal range there, though.
Yes, we
were in field goal range. Here
yes,
it is.
we were.
Hold on. Turnover on
that
downs.
Field goal. We were absolutely in field goal range. Shout out to Jonathan Collins. Says this was a coaching issue, hands down. Dude, take the field goal, go for 3 right there, and then, I mean, we're literally in a position to win that football game. But then the very next drive, you let them go something like 62 yards in 8 plays in 5 minutes. Like,
yeah, you're right. We were in field goal range.
Yes,
we were 35.
But what is with the defensive breakdown? You let them go almost the whole length of the fucking field in under 5 minutes. And dude, I'm sorry, man. JC Horn had every chance to stop that final touchdown pass to Olave and then just fucking didn't, man. Didn't get his hands on the ball. To me, that's where we lost the game. They should have went for the field goal on the 4th and 1, and we would have been in a much better position. But instead, that gave all the momentum to New Orleans.
I don't think I'm kind of with White Chocolate Espresso, my bastard son, in the chat that said is not mad about going for it on 4th and 1 because it was 4th and inches. I do think that the quarterback sneak is the better call. RG3 said it on the broadcast. He said, He said, this is the time for a QB sneak. Don't turn around and hand it off and try to have to get all that.
But they
extra.
don't trust a 5'10",
no, that's actually a great place to do it.
To do it.
That's a great place to do it. Just sneaks under the leg.
But they don't trust Bryce to do it.
I don't know if it's a trust. I think it's a bad call. Going back in here, look, let's make 2 more comments and then let's get into some calls, and so we can let the callers direct the show, so it's not just us front ending the commentary. When it comes to the defense, frustrated by penalties. I'm frustrated by a couple of penalties on this one. Is that Taylor Moton holding call was bullshit on the QB? That was no hold. I'm sorry. There was some ticky-tack stuff when it came to.
We had like 30 flags today.
Yeah, it was terrible, and I think it sapped some of the momentum. But what we saw really is, here's the problem with the defense that happened, and it happens, and this is kind of a culmination of what the whole game was for the Carolina Panthers. That final drive, you pegged them deep, you pinned them deep. This punter's been great. This punter put them in the 10, inside the 10 a couple of times in this game. You're tied. You put them back. They're in the damn end zone, basically.
Yeah.
That final drive. Let's see what that final drive where they started at. They started on the 9. They what they were able to do is that because we really don't have any edge pressure, I feel like everything is that they let the defense, they sucked the defense up and killed them on a screen. That screen pass was the dagger. It was a 19-yard, I think, 1st and 10. It was a 19-yard pass on 2nd and 10. And like, it was just like, gosh, you just gave up this giant chunk. And then they're talking about that this kicker could make. They were like, he was in field goal range, and they were on on their 40. I was like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
In pregame, he made a 64-yarder.
But then you had penalty and problems. Carolina defense, good, bad, and ugly. I say this is the good part is them mugs were hit. This was just a squandered game by every component, every play, every part of the team from coaching. But here, good news. This is the first time this season or any time where you're not going to say squandered game because of Bryce Young. I have no criticism of Bryce Young's play today. I think that it sucks that our offensive line just got manhandled down the stretch to where he couldn't try to make some plays. He didn't turn
Chase
the ball
Young just bulldozed
Quanta,
at
that
the
last
end
one.
there.
Yeah, that one
No,
sucked.
I felt like generally Bryce played well today.
He didn't make any mistakes.
No,
I mean,
and look,
if getting sacked is a mistake, that's the only thing.
dude, I have more smoke for T-Mac today than I do for Bryce. I think there were 2 drops, and then also we're not talking about the one at the end where Bryce is rolling to the right, throws it to him, and then he just doesn't get his hand underneath the ball, and it goes from being a catch to being an incomplete pass. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I know that it's your rookie year, but bro, you need to catch those fucking passes. There were 2 of them that I felt like he needed to make today, and he just didn't, man.
Matt Mann 78 with the $5 copay on the C3 Panthers post-game show, also the C3 therapy session. He says, I felt like the refs called that game like they were getting $1,000 every flag they threw. So frustrating to watch. It really sapped a lot of the momentum out of the game, I think, for both. I think it kept New Orleans in it because it felt like they were getting run over early on, and the momentum was piling towards the Panthers defense. And then these penalties, just even when it was because it was back and forth. It just kept things going for them. It's problematic. I think it sapped a lot of the energy out of the Carolina Panthers. Near Vosh with the $5 copay says we need to make a big move for a pass rusher this offseason. Yes. The lack of pass rush is in critical situations is killing them.
And by the way, today we had 2 sacks. It was one of our better sack performances, but yeah, in those critical down and distances,
no pressure.
Yeah, there's just no pressure, dude. And I feel like we're depending too much on the young guys, Princely and Nick. And I don't even think they were particularly bad today, but we're just not getting enough consistent pressure on the quarterback. And it's a problem.
They were not noticeable. How about that? And here, just juxtapose this, Cody, as you're right. It's like, the Panthers have generated some pressure. All is coming from Bobby Brown and Derek Brown and the interior. Or whoever this Gibson guy was. Why did they stop playing him? He had 2 plays where he had a sack and then they got a hold on him. But just juxtapose the final minutes of the game. Tied up. Bryce Young and the Panthers get the ball with an opportunity to go down and score and make it, win the game on the road. They're able to do it in 2 drives, but Bryce Young gets sacked by that one where Chase Young bull rushed, right? And then there was all the pressure, too, that caused him to have to scramble, even though he was able to successfully scramble 1 or 2 times. It was that you were not able to run a regular play where he dropped back and threw the ball and tried to advance it. And on the other hand, the damn Saints start on the 9 and they march and basically move the ball. Fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does your defense completely fucking disappear and fall off the cliff when you need them the most? Like, you let them drive the whole length of the field. And not just that, Tony. It wasn't just check down Charlie's. They were getting chunk plays. Tyler Shough was
big screenplay
throwing the ball down the field. Like, it's absolutely abysmal. Yeah, there's that word again, abysmal. Somebody already called me out for using it. But, dude, it's absolutely abysmal that we let that happen when the game is on the line. And it's like, how are we the team that beat the Green Bay Packers and beat the Los Angeles Rams? Why is this team bipolar? Another super chat I wanted to read too. Jonathan Collins with another 199 says, why did we go away from Jalen Coker? He was balling out. Tony, right now, I feel like Jalen Coker is the most dependable wide receiver on this team. More so than T-Mac, more so than Xavier Legette. Anytime you throw a ball toward Jalen Coker, he's coming down with it. Like, Why don't we just continue to do the things that are working instead of always trying to fit a square peg into a round hole? It's like there's no adjustments made towards what you're doing well. It makes no sense to me how this team is the same one that beat the Rams. I don't know how it's possible.
The number's 252-228-5098. Cody, let's go ahead and take some calls. The number's 252-228-5098 and see you guys tell us what you thought about this loss, what the implications are. And I'm going to tell you how it undermined later in the show, how it undermined a dream scenario for what I was hoping could happen with the Panthers. I didn't think it was likely, but there was a possibility that we could. Look, I got CK's put it in the bank shirt on. It's my fault. Cody, let's take these calls.
Yeah, and thank you to Jonathan Collins. Says, what's with Horn versus the Saints? He was terrible. That's an understatement, bro. Something's wrong when Horn plays the New Orleans Saints. Numbers 252-228-5098. Let's take some cat calls.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Hey, C3. It's Anthony from Charlotte, man.
What's up, man? Oh, he sounds depressed.
I just don't understand, man. You're up 17-7. It's just so embarrassing, man. You got swept by the 3-10 Saints. 2 of their 4 wins are from you. The play calling was conservative. Still can't get the pass game going. The defense, I mean, dude. Ajiro Evero, he needs to go. You can't run the same soft shell fucking coverage for 90% of the game. And here we are with a prime. Dude, you could have been 8-6, and all you had to do was win next week, man. This is what when this team pulls you in, they fucking shit down your leg every fucking year, man. I mean, how many more years are we gonna go through this? It's so embarrassing, man. When it's right there for you for the taking, you can't get it done. You can't get it done. Coming off a bye week. This team still has a long, long way to go, man. A long, long way to go. This was fucking embarrassing, man. Fucking embarrassing. From Dave Canales, Ajiro Evero, the play calling was bad. I mean, the defense, the same type of play calling. The same coverage. You sit in the same coverage. The broadcast is saying it. The whole game. Why is Ajiro Evero even here, man? Why is he even here? Why do you give your cornerbacks why do you give the wide receivers 10 yards of cushion? And Lathan Ransom, I know he made the penalty. The game was just, there was penalties galore, but just a headache, man. I just can't believe it. Like, I was going to go to the game next week. I'm not even hype anymore. Just the same old shit, man. The same old fucking shit. What is this going to be the 8th year in a row we missed the playoffs now? Because you have to sweep the Buccaneers. Which we know this team's inconsistent. We know this team comes off the bye week and still can't beat the 3-10 Saints. You're up 17-7 in the fourth quarter. Just fucking embarrassing, man. Just fucking embarrassing. Embarrassing, man. Year after year.
There were 20 penalties in this game.
We'll catch y'all later, man.
20 penalties. The Panthers had 11 penalties for 103 yards. I could go ahead and say that 30 or 45 of those personal fouls were warranted, right? The Lathan Ransom hit is got to be called. I thought that calling the flag on Icky outside in the first was a little, like, for just a little shove, I thought was a lot. but I was okay with him defending the quarterback, like RG3 said. Is that you don't want to say penalties all right, but the penalties kept it drew this game out. They were a problem, man. The penalties, and look, the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers have not. I was thinking too in the beginning, and it right when it started again. Like anytime a thought crossed my head, it like manifested into terribleness. As the Saints were getting all those penalties in the second, I guess it was in early in the game. I was thinking, man, you can't be a bad team and win getting a lot of penalties. And I really feel like the Panthers have improved in not beating themselves with false starts and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden,
Until today.
Yeah, we started
Until
just
today.
terrible. The
Tony,
Carolina Panthers melted down today. And I'll give you the mic here is what Anthony was saying is, look, as you were talking about the Panthers winning this game today, which they were poised to do ahead the entire game.
Yeah.
Even with the ball at the end with the chance to win and tied, right? They were in a situation to win this game. You go in and Bank of America would be rocking next week.
Yeah, but Tony,
or whatever. I think it would be. Wouldn't it? Is Tampa at home first and then away?
Yeah, we have Tampa at home, Seattle at home, then Tampa on the road. So Tony, here's the deal though. So 2 statements, right? Well, one's a question. Am I wrong for saying that even though the season's almost over, I still don't really know who this team is? Because I have seen them capable of the highest of highs. I've seen them beat the Los Angeles Rams with a healthy Devontae Adams, a healthy Puka Nacua. I have seen them beat the Green Bay Packers with a Michael Parsons playing well. Yet to see them put up these performances like they did against the Saints, like they did against the 49ers, like they did against the Patriots, like there is such a wide spectrum of performance that this Carolina Panthers team is capable of. So my other statement to kind of go juxtapose that is, look, I know we're feeling fucking bad right now. The Panthers should have won that game. But, dude, Tampa looks like trash. They look like trash, and they are spiraling right now. I know we're feeling bad, and yes, we should have beat the Saints. But I can't sit here and tell you, oh, yeah, the Buccaneers are going to dog walk us. No, this is going to be a fight. It's going to be a scratching, clawing performance between the Panthers and the Bucs, and it's going to be a photo finish. Like, I don't know what type of team we're going to be against Seattle. I don't know what type of team we're going to be against Tampa Bay, because I have seen them put up great performances, and then I've also seen them be terrible. I just don't know which, because we are so inconsistent in everything that we do, Tony. It's hard to know, even still with only, 3 weeks left of the NFL season. It's hard to know who we are as a football team.
I think the sad answer is this is exactly who we are as a football team. Is a team that has potential to win games, but hasn't found a way to become a winner yet. Like they haven't made the turn, and that's really the disappointment in Anthony's call, and it goes back to my meltdown on this season was against the first Saints game. Is every time this team has an opportunity to take a turn, to turn into a winner, make us believers, not cautiously optimistic, right? But believing that we're a team that you don't want to mess with and a team that we're excited to win on Sunday. Every time we have that opportunity, we don't capitalize. So the Carolina Panthers really are poised to win on Sunday, because the other answer is they're an every other week team, right? When you start getting upset with them, they give you a little bit to say, oh, we're not as bad as you thought we are, or something to that effect.
Yep.
This team, they're not supposed to be Panthers, are exactly what it is, and they're not supposed to be winning right now. Today they didn't. They didn't make the turn. It looked like they were every time. And again, the first Saints game, this is a replica of it, but not as bad. Not as bad because Bryce didn't play bad, right? You didn't have those.
Bryce didn't turn the ball over,
and we were in command the whole time. Really,
it was a relatively close game, just like the first one. But Tony, the more and more I sit here and stew on it, I genuinely think the decision not to kick the field goal, shout out Den Sag, is like, bro, if we kick that field goal instead of going for it and getting stuffed, we win. We literally win this game. That is literally the turning point of this football game. I think you have to put that on Canales. He's the one calling plays. He's the one making these decisions.
Were you saying that in the moment after Bryce just basically got the first down? And I mean, you're right. You're 100% on fourth downs. You know, is that I feel like, I mean, I don't want to be too mad. Like he's like, yeah, I mean, but I really is. I mean, you're not wrong though. Is the Panthers make that field goal? And it's kind of one of these things is that I was thinking about it too, is that if the Panthers, because I was thinking the Panthers are going to win this game. I mean, and I was thinking at most of the game until the fourth quarter, I was thinking that the Panthers were going to find a way to pull this out, or we're going to pull it out. But I thought too, like, what will be the storyline and the narrative? People coming in saying, "Oh, well, you barely beat a bad Saints," and they're not. And I just was thinking in my head, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Just get a win and move on. I don't care if it's nice or ugly or what you think about the Saints or any of that. And the Panthers weren't able to do that, which makes it even worse. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to Chuck in Elizabeth City.
Hey, guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City.
What up, Chuck?
I know your phone's going to blow up tonight. And you know what? I should expect as much. You can't blame Bryce. He had a first down. They took it from him. T-Mac catches the ball to take it from him. The defense shit the bed. Piss poor coaching decision. I was thinking we were winning 17-10. We had a chance at that field goal when Bryce went for it on that fourth down and won and didn't get it. Take the points. Back of my mind, I know they blocked the field goal from this last game. You go up 20-10, game's over. But you know what? Try to go for the win. Canales looks like a dumbass now. The defense looks like shit. You can't blame Evero. It's player execution. We let them off
I beg to differ, Chuck.
I don't see us beating Tampa Bay twice. Yeah, because if you're going to play against this shitty team like this twice, the bad as Tampa Bay's played, we'll find a way to shit the bed in those games too. That's pathetic. It's just, guys, I'm at an all-time loss for words.
I don't know. I'm not trying to excuse the Panthers by any means. Please, is that this is again an opportunity for this team to become a winner, and they didn't. You asked what this was. We don't know this team. We actually do know this team. Is that they can't They can't find consistency. They can't consistently be better week to week. They have moments where they're good, and then they have moments where they're not as good as they should be. I do believe that the Saints are far better of a team than their record shows. And I think that a lot of their terrible record comes from the very beginning of the season. As soon and look, it's only been a few weeks, 3 weeks since we played the Saints. 4. I mean, it hasn't been that long. This Shook guy has changed the momentum of this Saints team where they've beat us twice, they've beat the Bucks. They're moving the ball and they're doing it without Alvin Kamara. They're doing it with his legs and I mean, he's played far better than I expected him to do. That's not an excuse for the Carolina Panthers. The real is that they haven't at every level found a way to take the turn. And there's only one person today in my mind that gets not a pass, Well, yeah, a pass is. I don't think Bryce Young did any. I don't think he was part of this loss today.
No, he was not the reason that we lost. He wasn't even a part of it. I felt like Bryce made some big time throws and extended plays, got outside of the pocket and did what he could to win. I feel like the play calling let him down, and I feel like some drops let him down. I feel like Jatavian Sanders
or letting this
more and
the
more
defense.
Right. But I'm talking about on the offensive side of the ball.
Right. Okay.
I feel like T-Mac has some abysmal drops today, some ones that really mattered. And I think Jatavian Sanders is sorry. There was a pass going across the middle of the field that he straight up should have had, but it seems like he wilted because he didn't want to take a hit.
Well, Tremble missed that pass a little bit behind him too. It was a little. Nothing was egregious, right? Is like even the most egregious play in your mind, which comes back to T-Mac, and it wasn't a bad ball by Bryce. If it was a little bit better, that defensive play, it was a good play by the defensive player. And if you could say, "Oh, T-Mac should have made it." If the ball's a little ahead, it would have made it. The point is the Panthers didn't get that touchdown is a dagger right there. It's a dagger. And I like that Bryce threw it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't even mind. Like, I'm not like, oh, Bryce was behind. I could like, how about this? Is you threw the ball, you saw the read, and it didn't work out. That sucks.
Yeah.
We got beat in the trenches. That's what it is. Yeah. We got beat in the trenches. This team ran on us without anybody. You don't even know these guys' names half the time. Their defensive front gave everybody fits. What we really are missing, I think, or not missing, is Robert Hunt makes this team better.
Yeah, he definitely does.
You put across the board here,
sure.
You're able to run the ball.
We paid $100 million for Robert Hunt.
But we would be running up the gut more.
Yeah.
We'd be running up the gut more. Oh, and while we're shitting on the defense, I think this is J.C. Horn.
Terrible day.
I would say terrible. He made some good plays, but he got
Tony. I have been one of the biggest J.C. Horn defenders, even when he was being injured a bunch and missing games over the years. Today, he played abysmal to me.
I wouldn't go that far. They're abysmal again. But that touchdown is like that kind of moment where you want visually, or not visually, you need the big money player to make the big money play. It's just got beat. But the fact is that rookie quarterback threw a fucking ball. He had it, he read it, and he delivered it. I think this team, though, and this is going to be lost when it comes to the defense, because they allowed the Saints. They couldn't find a way to put the Saints away. This defense is hitting harder and playing meaner than I've seen for a long time. While this defense is not doing all the things that we want, because we've gained excitement from them, right? Because they've made turnovers, they've held teams to 20 points and stuff like this. It's made us want more from them. But these guys are out there thumping. Even in these big plays that are converted, they're crushing these guys. And Roseboom laid the boom a few times in this game. A big, 4th and 1 stop, I think, or it was either 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, where he comes across and he comes in and gets Taysom Hill out in the flat, which was awesome. You had Mike Jackson just crushing dudes. You had Trevor Morrig killing people. And if you want to find a guy that had a tough day, it was Chow Smith-Wade. He had a couple of good plays, but then he had a couple of critical mistakes in this game. And that hold that they called on him, bullshit. They called a hold on him, total bullshit. And I don't know if that pass interference was a pass interference on, who was that one? Can't remember if it was in that game or not. I was watching so much football today. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's keep rocking with the calls.
JP here, short and sweet. You go 0-2 against the Saints, you don't deserve to make the playoffs. You're not a real team. You're not a contender. You're a pretender. 0-2 against the Saints. Pathetic. It's done.
Tony, look, dude. Look. Normally, after a loss like this, I'm the guy who was saying what we did the last time we lost to the Saints. That if you can't beat a team like this, I was literally saying that's what lets me know that our season is over. But Tony, I still don't feel like our season is over. It's because of what I said earlier. As bad as the end of today's game was, we were still in the game most of the game. It was a very close game. And we have sort of seen the Panthers play to the level of their competition. So it's like, I don't know. I wish that I could say, oh, yeah, well, we know for sure that we're done. We might still beat Tampa Bay. We might still give a great performance against the Seahawks. I don't know. This team is just so bipolar. You just have to know that it's going to be a roller coaster ride, but you can't depend on them to be great, and you can't depend on them to be terrible either. But I disagree with the caller. I don't feel like our season ended today. If it didn't end the last time we played New Orleans, then it didn't end today either. We have 3 more games to play.
Both have some truth to them, right? Is the reality is that I'd rather play the Bucks right now than I would play the Saints. How about that? I mean, it comes down to that. And if you just look at the record, you're not going to say that. But if you look at the way the teams are not only trending, just playing and the type of games that they're playing, is that the Saints are, I think the Saints are going to continue to we're going to have that mentality that they suck, that they're shit. And I think they're a little bit better. I think they're tougher than people give them credit for, and they're showing it down the stretch. But at the same time, the caller's right, is if you are a team that's trying to not only just make the playoffs, but go into the playoffs and make some noise, this is a game. You don't have to stomp the Saints, but you got to win it. And that's the thing is that the Panthers didn't. I mean, It would have been nice to visually stomp the Saints. I think the best thing for the Panthers would have been today is to find a way to get to be the team that came out 20-17, because then that keeps you focused for Tampa next week. It advances you on your cause, and you don't get big head. Like if you blew out the Saints today, 30-3 or something like that, all of a sudden you're buying into your hype too much. The Panthers but that's the problem. They haven't found a way to win these games, and it doesn't matter who it's against. It could be the Saints. It could be whoever the team is that when you have an opportunity to seize victory from the jaws of defeat, you didn't do it today. And I think that goes back to, or as well, to the first meeting with the Saints. This is a team that you don't want to shit on them, because I mean, if a Saints fan's in here, I don't want them to just be like, oh, inferior team, blah, 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 you got to win this. Is that these are the moments you find ways to win. And that's been the problem for the Carolina Panthers. You want to know who the Carolina Panthers are? They're not supposed to be Panthers. They're not supposed to beat the Rams, but they do. They're not supposed to beat the Green Bay Packers, but they do. They're not supposed to lose to the New Orleans Saints, but they do. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's keep going with the calls.
What's up, guys? It's Brian from Spartanburg, watching that disappointing loss. My first initial thought is fuck that ref and that entire referee crew. Can't tell me that NFL's not fixed in terms of betting lines and whatnot. So the streak of the Panthers losing games where they are quote unquote favored to win, that streak still lives. Secondly, the defense has been a lot better this year. I mean, we can all agree to that, but I think at the end of the year, we've got to let Evero go. I mean, it's become clear, especially when these games have begun to mean a little bit more, that the defense is just not able to get pressure when we need them to get pressure. Today they looked absolutely horrible on third down. We yet again made Tyler Shuck look like a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback as a rookie. No mistakes made by him today. It's ridiculous. Anyways, keep pounding. Fuck the Saints.
Keep pounding. Canales went up to the podium. He went up to the podium, says a couple things. He said 4th and 1 was too good to not take.
Yeah.
So he pretty much stood by his call. And then he would go on to say that penalties killed us.
Well, he's not wrong with that.
No. I mean,
he's not wrong, but it simplifies it too much, because what killed us is the trenches. The trenches. We just didn't win. All games come down the line of scrimmage, and we stopped winning the line of scrimmage in this game. And I don't know why that is. You had some great moments from Derek Brown playing tough. You had some moments, but this defensive front, which really looked doggish in the beginning when you had Bobby Brown, who I was like starting to say, man, I was sitting there going, Bobby Brown the third starting over Turk Wharton is not a downgrade. But then it got all washed away. All of that got washed away in this game. So I think we lost the trenches. I think, and yes, penalties. And he is not wrong about the penalties being so much of a problem. Extending drives, changing the field position. I mean, it just was. And let's just go ahead and write off. Like, if you could excuse a couple of penalties, like 2 or 3, like where the penalties were bullshit calls, there were just times. I think the Chow Smith-Wade one just is a dagger. You know, they go from what? Kicking a field goal. I mean, I do think that one bit us in the ass. I got to look back at the game book. But you know what is, you might not want to put your money on the Panthers necessarily. You know, you might not be at this moment so excited to say, I know everything about football because I thought the Carolina Panthers were going to win this game and I'm going to make the best fantasy football picks in the world. But don't let this week prevent you from doing what the Panthers can do next week. That's right. We can beat every other weeks in fantasy football as well.
Man. And we're going to be at home, and we're going to be underdogs against Tampa Bay. So it's like those are all of our best. Dude, the best thing about it, we're going to be underdogs the rest of the season, and that's when the Panthers win. Straight up. When we're favored, that's when you know you're going to get the worst version of the Carolina Panthers that you can put money on. But, dude, I think Tampa's probably going to be favored. And I think Seattle will definitely be favored. But, dude, everything is on the line. If the Panthers want a home playoff game, they need to go out and fucking take it. But it's just hard to know what team is going to show up.
Well, I tell you, if you want to put your fantasy football knowledge to the test and make some loot, maybe you got some last-minute Christmas shopping you need to do, and you can get a big present by taking $1 and turning it into $1,000. If you got that kind of fantasy football knowledge, the place to go is Underdog. You download the Underdog app. It's the easiest way, or you can go to underdogfantasy.com, and what you can do is use your football knowledge to make picks and project on player projections and to make money. Monday Night Football is out there tomorrow. What do we got? The Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you want a little action on that game? Go to Underdog. You make a couple of picks. I mean, look, right now, I used to think that picking the higher on Rico Dowdle was a dang lock each and every other week. But maybe, just maybe, you want to get on the action for a DK Metcalf first touchdown or an Aaron Rodgers more than in yards. You go to Underdog right now, download the app, and use the promo code C3P to score $75 in bonus entries when you play the first $5. That's using the promo code C3P. Let me just see what Aaron Rodgers right now. The numbers are more, higher or lower. 211 and a half passing yards versus the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking the higher right there. Right away. Aaron Rodgers, you put him, you couple it with a lower on Tua. Tua's only won one game where it was less than 40 degrees. It's cold outside right now. It may be snowing tonight, and it may be snowing in Pittsburgh. And you could be raining money using the Underdog app. Download the app today. Use the promo code C3P to score $75 in bonus entries. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Not offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8 Hope NY or text Hope NY 467369. That's Underdog right there. Cody, you want to keep rocking with the calls?
Let's do it.
All right. Let me just get the app back up. See what we got here.
As the nation keep pounding. But yo, 17-17 with the Saints, bro. If we lose, we're gonna have to big Josh Leggett, Ohio. Josh Leggett, yep.
Oh no.
Holla at me.
Oh no. That was before the end of the game. Let's go to G. Cavassier.
Podcast brothers, this is G. Cavassier. I am so fucking pissed. We shouldn't have lost that damn game. We shouldn't have lost that damn game. Number one, fucking T-Mac, to me, that was a fucking catch. They talking about his hand went off the ball. So, man, that was a fucking catch. And then when Bryce ran, that was a fucking first down. I don't give a damn what nobody said. That was a first fucking down. How in the living fuck did we lose to the damn Saints twice this year? Sorry ass fucking Saints, man. So now we got to fucking beat Tampa twice to clinch the NFC South, man. Ooh, it'd be a tough road. But I still got faith in my boys though. I really do. It's just, y'all mad like me. I am fucking pissed, man. I'm mad as fucking hell. And then on that damn 4th and 1, why didn't they do a quarterback fucking sneak? Why didn't they do a quarterback sneak, man? Little ass Bryce, he could have got up in there for a yard or something like that. You know he could have. I'm like, come on now, y'all. That was just stupid shit, man. I mean, personally, I think we played all right game. The defense, we had like, 3 sacks or whatever. And that one fucking play, Mike Jackson knocked the damn ball out. I just wish Rosenboom would have caught that shit, but slipped through his fucking hands, and New Orleans dude caught the fumble. I was like, fuck, man. And then to me, I was looking for Isaiah Simmons, man. I ain't see his ass, man. My opinion, I would put him on the fucking edge because that boy got speed. Because I remember him in Clemson. That son of a bitch had fucking speed, man. Oh, well, what was off to Tampa? I think, Tampa, I think we got to go to Tampa next week, or do they play in Carolina? I don't know. But
no, we're going to
still punch the NFC
play
South.
Tampa and Carolina.
We lost this game because we shot ourselves in the foot, but fuck it. Keep pounding, y'all.
Keep pounding, brother. Hey, man. I don't even know what to say anymore, man.
I'll tell you. I'll give you something to think about. I said today we lost the trenches, which visually we did, right? The Panthers had 5 sacks today. I was talking joke about DJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They had their most impressive sack performance in a while.
Wanham had 2. You wouldn't believe this, though. For us not winning the trenches, the Saints only had 1 sack, and it was that 1 sack from Chase Young. I mean, it was at a timely time, if that's a thing. But they just were. It was pressure. It was congestion. And some of the greatest plays by Bryce were, and real kudos to Bryce today, because this is, if you could get this Bryce Young every week, I got no problems moving forward with him. And I don't have a problem. I think it's going to be right for the Carolina Panthers to stick with it, whether they bring in some competition or at least bring in a capable backup in case Bryce Young gets hurt or doesn't play well, that you can then not squander an entire season. I do think that's better than keeping Andy Dalton in the mix. But I think Bryce Young's going to be the starting quarterback. I don't know if he's going to, if it's just going to be a fifth-year option or beyond. But today, it's like when he does this spin out, he beat him today. And he got in space and he looked forward and he made plays. He made plays with his leg. He looked down the field. There have been some times where he did the same thing and it had been catastrophic. This is the Bryce Young you want right here. You get this and you can build, you can win games with this. You can build a playoff team with a player like that. And today, this is the non-Bryce Young show today. Bryce Young did.
Dude. I'm even on your side, man. I would even say that some of the offensive weapons were not on par with what Bryce could do today. Like, I felt like we left plays on the field that Bryce made. So, I'm normally in agreement with Vegas Panthers Drew, but again, he disagrees. He says, this team makes me not want to enjoy football, or makes me not enjoy watching football. Even though I went through that 1-15 season, Bryce had his usual shat the bed when there are any expectations.
Bryce Young was almost the leading rusher today. Today, the rushing yards were 49 yards for Rico Dowdle on 16 attempts. 49 yards for Bryce Young on 7 attempts. Chuba Hubbard with 8. It was 8 for 29. Bryce Young finished 15 for 24. You got to love that completion percentage. 163 yards, no interceptions, no fumbles. There was, and here, you think about this, you add that T-Mac, you add 3 plays that a guy could have caught. You referenced Jatavian Sanders, you referenced T-Mac, I referenced Trimble. All of a sudden, that's a 220-yard game. Now I feel like this is like now I'm not trying to find ways to excuse. There's no reason to defend Bryce or excuse it. It's just this, is that when you look at this and we're making a list of things, there's nothing to talk about there. What we're going to talk about is this: penalties, defense, play calling. Is Bryce, keep doing your thing. Keep your chin up. And I tell you, I don't know what. I was weirded out. Now, if I got one thing, and I don't know if it's negative to say about, I just have one comment about Bryce. And I don't know if it was at the end of the second quarter, and maybe we had to settle for the field goal. And my man was just on the bench, and he was just like he was staring into nothing. Like, I was like, where is he going? Is he going into a third universe? Like, I just want to talk to him about
the abyss gaze back onto him.
Like, he was just like, and it's not I'm not being critical. I was just like, damn, this motherfucker.
Well, did you see him on the sideline after Ransom had the late hit on Shuck, and it showed him, and he was just had his hands on his head. Like, this was the most visibly disappointed I've seen Bryce in a long time. And I felt like they expected to win this game.
How mad should
they were going to
penalty? Man, how mad should we be at Latham? How mad should we be at Latham Ransom?
Dude, it's so ticky-tack because you don't expect the quarterback. Well, I'm saying you don't expect the quarterback to run by there.
Surprise.
Right,
He didn't
you're
know
not
what to
expecting the quarterback to run in that moment.
What a play call.
It was a damn good play call. I mean, there's nothing else really to say about that. I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of the best guys on this team, for as long as they've been on this bad team, when the big moments are there, they just sort of shut down. To me, I'm not going to blame this all on Ransom and the late hit. Yeah, it was egregious, but I put more of it on J.C. Horn, when we needed him to step up and be that number one corner today. Chris Olave cooked him.
I think it's an interesting question. All right, so we're asking what do we think about the Latham Ransom at the end? Bryce Young, hands on his head. So we get Gray Matter 8817, who says at least where'd it go? He said at least Ransom is hitting hard and actually playing like a dog. Then you get one side, then you get Duke Thunder's dumb rookie mistake. I think this is that for some reason, I'm just curious of why we're not fucking more pissed at Latham Ransom, because I'm not more pissed. I'm right in here. Is it almost to me, I think secretly that we don't want to admit this, is that we felt like losing was inevitable at that point. Like, I almost think that they were going to kick that field goal and win the game without that penalty. Like, I don't think the penalty ended up making, like, I mean, they were sitting there with a play before saying the guy was going to kick it from the damn other side of the field.
Yeah.
It was like a 50, like, I mean, yeah, it turned it into a 30-yarder or something like that. As like that play,
it
did suck, but it just was the cherry on top to the suck.
But like I said, all of the things that happened today, you know, we were competitive, but I felt like when the tide flipped to the Saints was on the 4th and 1. They decided to go for it instead of kicking the field goal. And then that drive, again, they went like 80-something yards or 60-something yards in 8 plays or whatever. And it took like 5 minutes for them to just completely gash our defense. I'm done with the soft-ass zone coverage, especially late in the ball game.
But then your J.C. Horn's playing aggressive.
Stop. Yeah, but
when
it's
J.C.
like,
Horn's playing aggressive, you're saying he got smoked. So I don't know.
But I feel like partly it's because they put them in those zone coverage that doesn't allow them to just start playing aggressive. They have to mind their zone first.
I think it comes to the front. But here, let's get all the super chats because I don't think we've gotten Jonathan Collins. I think we got to go all the way. Where are we at? Are we at 809?
So we have this one from Jonathan.
This is
interesting. Are we ready
right
to talk about Rico being bad yet?
I would say, would not say bad. I would not say bad. What I would say is I think it's noticeable right here why players are so ready to get contracts, because your moments in the sun can be fleeting. I don't think Rico's been bad. Like, I just don't think you had that like, it's just like he's not smoked. And I don't think the Saints defense is bad. I think that's another thing. It's like,
it's like I said on the Tuesday show, they've had a top 5 NFL defense the past month. So they're not.
And when he was killing it, they had bottom 5.
Yeah, they were in the bottom. But even still, like the Rico Dowdle that we saw earlier this year really hasn't been there. He has not been the dominant version of Rico, but that kind of next level burst that we saw earlier in the season. I mean, maybe you want to chalk that up to so many different offensive line formations, you know, just different players rotating in and out that we've had this year.
Or to the offensive line, not creating the holes. You remember those ones that we highlighted against Miami? And you remember that one you put a meme up and there was a literal bus driving through it? There wasn't no fucking buses.
No, there's no buses today.
You were in Union Station trying to get to the damn train as quick as you could. All right, so we got John.
Another one that says there's zero spark in the return game. Well, and then the one big return that we did get, we ended up getting a flag, and it was called back on an illegal formation.
How do you have an illegal formation on a kickoff? I don't understand what that even means.
It's so stupid, dude. I don't know.
This is where penalties, like one of my favorite movies of all time is Boondock Saints, and the Italian mobster guy, and he's like, you can't say that anymore. He's like, taking all the fun out of the job. This is when penalties take all the fun out of football. Because they're calling penalties that ruin good plays that had nothing to. I know.
Yeah, that's why people are saying that the refs were in the bag for the Saints today.
I agree.
I
tell you, if anybody's got a team to be upset about it, it's the damn New England Patriots. The Bills had the refs in their pocket today, but keep going.
Oh boy. And then James EX3 says, this game showed me it's Canales. Canales is so inconsistent and it reflects on the team. He has no experience and it shows. We got a while, fellas.
I thought he was calling a good game. I think it comes down to that in retrospect. I think the fact that you can't get 4th and inches, you want to put that on Canales. Okay, take the points, it wins. But your asses are a run. We're talking about this team needs to run first, do all this. You can't just dog up and get the damn first down. I thought Canales was really good today on changing out personnel in a way that he was starting to see where play. All right, here's one play this. All right, so you're gonna find a couple of reasons to say Canales sucked today. But I think it was 3rd down. It was either 3rd down or 4th down conversion. The pass to Jimmy Horn Jr. I think the fact that you had Jimmy Horn Jr. out there on that play in a needed time where you needed a guy that was just going to sprint and get it. I thought to me that was a good example of good coaching or good offensive thinking. So can Canales been better? I don't think this has turned the page on Canales by any means. I think
no, but there have been a couple performances from Canales this year that it definitely leaves you questioning his play calling and the decisions that he's made.
Do you think that and to follow up on that though, do you think that Canales got away from the run today then? Or there's two ways of looking at it. The Panthers stopped running the ball, they started passing the ball. Did they stop running the ball because he wanted to pass the ball? Or did he not think that they were running the ball effectively and they needed to pass the ball? There's two ways of looking at that same decision. And one, it's good. I mean, either way, we didn't win. So either it's bad. But at some point, I was like, man, why aren't we running the ball more, even late in this game, to try to get better down in distances? Because that's where because then you get a holding call and all of a sudden it's 1st and 23 or something. And then you're automatically into this pass. I think just because you're tied or something I wanted him to call some run plays, but then I was trying to think, is he not calling the run plays because we weren't running the ball effectively?
Yeah, well, that's sort of my thought process. But remember when Dave Canales was like, hey, we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball some more. Even when the run isn't working, we're going to run the ball some more. Like, to me, I feel like after watching Canales so many times, he gets disheartened and pushed away towards things when they stop working the way he wants them to. I feel like we saw this during the 49ers game was also emblematic of the same thing. We just didn't run the football enough. And then when he finally started to do so, you had Rick O'Donnell finally getting some good carries, but yet he still didn't stick to the run. It's like he only does things half-heartedly, and he doesn't remain consistent towards one game plan that he espouses.
I think these are an interesting. We're going right back into the calls, but I think this is an interesting set of comments right in a row to show or trying to figure out whatever Canales was today. JSN 23NC says Canales was scared, too conservative, followed by a comment, why can't Jimmy get the go route one time? And when Jimmy got that first down, which was a 4th down, I think, or a 3rd, it was a critical down. I don't think the players knew it was 4th. It was 4th down, and they just went their usual hand to Rico on 1st down play. And then you go to this. The answer is Bryce and Dave are still not compatible, but you all won't acknowledge that till the defense is good enough for them to be the weak link. And then you go to this one. Canales runs the ball when he needs to pass, but passes the ball when he needs to run. He runs too much on 1st down. I think he almost didn't run enough tonight. I think he got scared. I mean, I don't want to say scared, but I just don't think I think he stopped believing in it. I don't think he was wrong for it either.
I do think that there is some truth to the fact that Dave Canales and Bryce Young are not necessarily a match made in heaven. And I don't necessarily know what that is. I feel like there are times when he wants to air out the football and Bryce will make some good plays. So then he's like, okay, let's continue to do it. And then it backfires on him. And then he's like, oh, okay, let's run more. But then when the run doesn't work, he'll just go back to passing. And it's like he never fully commits to one thing. Shout out to James. This is Cody exactly. Canales changes. Love C3. Appreciate you, bro. I do think that there is a chemistry problem on this offense. There really is. When it comes to receivers being at the right place on the right time, I think there's too many unnecessary drops. And like one of the earlier super chats said, Tony, I want to see Jalen Coker more involved with this team. I'm sorry, his hands are the most dependable hands on this Panthers wide receiving core.
What about
and
that
it's not
two-toe
even
catch?
close.
The two-toe
I
tap catch
know.
was nasty.
Dude, that's
was
what
nasty.
I'm saying. Bro is a real one, and he is a weapon for this team. And I feel like targeting him more on gotta have it downs is probably the best thing to do at this point.
Hit that next super chat before we
Yeah,
go
man.
to the
Jonathan
Hope Dealer.
Collins with another 5. Appreciate Jonathan tonight. Big time super chats. Says Rico over the last 5 games, 77 rushes for 243 yards per carry. He's getting the rushes, not capitalizing. I'm sorry. He's been bad.
All right, let's go to the Hope Dealer.
Damn.
The number's 252-228-5098. Let us know what you think about this loss, where it falls, rank it, wherever you want to rank. But I think what we really need to start thinking about is what does it reveal about the team? And not more importantly, but importantly, Cody, we got to go back and figure out how the Panthers, like you said, they're not out of this. And the Panthers, if they teach you one thing, is that when you give up on them, it's time to believe in them. And when it's time to believe in them, it's time to give up in them. Let's get some hope from the Hope Dealer. I need some hope.
CK, Tony Dunn, Cody Lack, the C3 Legion. It's the Hope Dealer checking in. Well, is it not the most Panther thing ever for us to lose 20-17 and get swept by the New Orleans Saints? After we sweep the Falcons, we don't know how to handle success, y'all. It really is sad the way we lost this game. And you know what? This is one. I'm not going to put this on Coach Canales. I'm not going to put this on Bryce Young. Not at all. This was a collective failure in discipline. That last hit by Latham Ransom, totally unacceptable. But even more than that, the other penalties in this game, y'all, we beat ourselves. We beat ourselves. I truly believe that we are a better team than the New Orleans Saints. Even though they beat us twice, we beat ourselves in this game. And that's just disheartening.
I agree.
On the line.
I agree, Hope Dealer.
By the look in Bryce's eyes that he really wanted this one. And you know what? Bryce, he did what he could. He didn't make the mistakes. He was consistent. But, you know, it just goes to show that when you have a young team, you have to grow. And this team is still growing. I'm still optimistic about the future, especially with that Jalen Coker back there. Jalen Coker, I'm going to talk about him on Tuesday's call. But anyway, y'all, it's the Hope Dealer. Everybody hang in there. Keep pounding.
We need some hope. And he's not wrong. Is the Panthers, and this has been the case all season. You want to know who the Panthers are, Cody? They're not ready. And when I say not ready.
Not ready for what?
To win.
But we do sometimes.
That's
we
the
beat
thing.
the Rams.
They're not ready to win consistently and not ready. That's not the right way to say it. When you say you're not ready, that means that you don't have the tools and the things like that. Is they haven't found a way to go from a team that is got some talent but has some deficiencies. They are not playing consistently better than they above where they need to be. And today the penalties showed that. Is that some got they got the voodoo on them today. They got the New Orleans voodoo on them. They let it set in, and it felt like I won't say complacent. That's not the right word. It was like they were lulled into a trance today. And it was like this is you take away a few of those penalties that were self-inflicted. Some of them were just bullshit. I say bullshit penalties too, but they're going to be bullshit penalties. We just haven't found a way yet to overcome that.
But dude, it's the fact that we don't win close games. Like we could have won the New Orleans game.
We only win comeback wins. But every Bryce Young has been a comeback.
But I'm saying even games like the 49ers, games like both of the New Orleans games, like games where we are close enough to be in it, you cannot consistently count on them to come away with the W. And it's like we do the worst things at the worst times. And I don't think that we're giving enough slack, or not slack, but enough grief to this defense. Like, Tony, I know I'm a broken record. I cannot get over everything that happened after that stuffed 4th and 1.
Well, Derek Brown hit the quarterback slide, and nobody's up here complaining about that.
Dude, it's that one drive that completely killed our team, took away any momentum that we had, and gave all the momentum in the world back to New Orleans.
Well, all right. I guess another way to explain what I mean by not ready, found a way to overcome. I think this is the Panthers. They start out with a touchdown in the first quarter. The Saints chew up 11 minutes of clock. And the second quarter, you come away with a field goal. It's like we needed to put more pressure on this team, on the Saints. We kept it too close. So, like you're saying, it's like the margin for error just became too little. Let's go back to the calls.
What's up, guys? This is Matt in Greensboro.
What's up, Matt?
Happened? I don't even know. Like, this fucking team is fucking capable of playing good when they're supposed to play good.
Yeah.
Like, if you tell them they have no fucking chance, they'll come out there and play their ass off. This shit against the Saints team, and credit, yeah, they're probably better than their record. They're fighting, they have nothing to lose, and they're playing like it. Good on them. But still, you're up 17-7, and then you just say, I'm going to give you the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
It's infuriating, dude.
I mean, season's not over. Still got a chance, but this game was like, I'd rather go to a fucking dentist, have a root canal with no anesthetic than to watch that shit. Watch a game like that. That was so painful. Like, I don't even know how any answers. Like, Bryce, I mean, he didn't play bad. He didn't play great. But, like, if you want to put the blame, I guess it's a team. Like, these team wins, it was a team loss. Everybody's fucked up on key times of the game. All these fucking penalties. I mean, some of them, yeah, maybe weren't great calls, but they got it. How do you get 2 penalties on the quarterback spike? That last one, I mean, gee, just stay the fuck away. They're going to run out of time. Like, I don't know. And T-By, I mean, he needs to start making these big catches, these tough catches. He's supposed to be.
Yes, I agree.
He's a great contested catch guy. When the hell has he done that? Only time I see him catch the balls when he's wide the fuck open. And good on him being a good route runner for doing that. But you're seeing Saints guys go up there and make catches with guys draped all the hell over them, tipping the ball to themselves. Where are our guys doing that? Like, I don't know,
It's a
man.
good call.
It's so damn frustrating. I can't hardly watch this team and expect any damn thing of them. We just got to go into it and hope the hell they can someday show up. They're going to show up next week probably. Against the Bucks, home game. Like I said, they're still in it, but I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes. Keep pounding. We'll see what happens. I'm going to keep pounding my head against the ball if they play like that.
I love this. Call it night for me right there. You're right. When is the? It's just like it's for T-Mac. It's not. It's not like the highlight reel yet. We're not getting the highlight reel where it's like the catch you're not supposed to make. He made it. Maybe early in the season, I felt like you got a couple of those. But he's right. That Saints one where the guy gets blown. I mean, our defense crushes this guy. It's a great defensive play, and somehow he bobbles the ball back to him, maintains his balance, and gets the ball back. And yeah, the ball's behind. The defensive player made a great play. We're just not that. We're not. It's like those are the plays you make when you are great. And I tell you, Cody, this is what was sad to me today. And look, I put the cart. I won't say I put the cart. I started to envision a possible timeline of events. And to me, I was like, man, the Panthers win this game against the Saints. Then they win against the Bucks. But imagine a world where that wasn't all they did, but then they beat the Seahawks at home. And you're like, dude, you're like going into the playoffs saying, we aren't somebody you want to fuck with.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's not outside of the realm of possibility.
Well, now it is because we didn't win against the Saints.
Well, but I'm saying like
the playoffs. But imagine if we won these three in a row, how you would have changed what your thoughts on about the playoffs.
Dude, if we could have won the last 4 games, the Saints, Tampa Bay. No, I know, but I'm saying if we could have won today, beat Tampa, beat Seattle, and then finish off with the W, that completely changes how the Panthers are viewed going into the playoffs. And it's like I said earlier, like I'm mad at this team right now. I'm mad at the officiating. I'm mad at the consistent inconsistency. But again, like after the win with the Rams, I think it was Derek Brown or Dave Canales said that they still haven't seen our best ball yet, and we've seen theirs. Well, Tony, I still don't know if we've seen the Panthers' best ball. Like, they have an opportunity to rebound from this. I don't know if they will.
That's for sure.
For sure. But our season is not over. I know everyone feels bad, and I've seen a bunch of comments in the chat here tonight. Appreciate everyone joining us. That the Panthers don't deserve to win anything in the playoffs, or we don't even deserve to be a playoff team if we can't beat the Saints. Well, the fact of the matter is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't look much better, and they also lost to the Saints. So it's like right now there's really not an NFC South team that looks worthy of being in the playoffs, including the Panthers. But everything we want is still out in front of us. As infuriating as that might sound, that is the truth.
All right, let's keep powering the calls.
What's up, guys? This is Chase from Anderson. This stupid ass defense, man. Weak, soft ass defense, man. Does J.C. Horn owe money to somebody in New Orleans or something? This defense gets shredded by a freaking rookie, man.
Twice. All right.
Stupid.
Next call.
Preston from Hickory again. Hey, and another thing. Ref ball fucked us in that second half. The referees fucked us in that second half. That's a like the hit, the unnecessary roughness on Shuck or on Ransom. That was bullshit. That was bullshit.
He crushed
he was
him.
already.
How was
They
that
showed the replay. The man was still upright. He was still upright. He did not give himself up. Man, look. I still believe in this team, man. I still believe in Coach Canales. All it's going to take now is we're going to have to sweep the Bucs. That's it. We're going to have to sweep them. If we didn't win this game, then it was going to be easy. All we had to do was win one of those two against the Bucs. Now we're going to have to sweep them. That's all it is to it. We have no choice. That's our only way into the playoffs. And I believe in this team. I just think that the motherfuckers, I hate this. I cannot stand the Saints. I can't stand the Saints. I still don't like fucking Sean Payton. That motherfucker, his face makes me want to just punch him. And he's with the fucking Broncos. I don't care. He'll always be the Saints fucking head coach. And he'll always piss me off every time I see him. He'll make me think of the Saints. I cannot stand the fucking Saints. I hate the damn Saints. There's no reason for them to even be winning. Like, fuck, man. I'm just bitten right now. I'm just talking shit, but man, fuck the Saints, dude. Golly. This is.
Fuck them. I hear it.
We know what the fuck we got to do now. We gotta tighten up. For the rest of the season, no more losses. These next 3 games, we need to be win. We need to have victory throughout the rest of the season. And that's it. I cannot believe we lost to the fucking New Orleans Saints. They swept us.
Twice?
They swept
Sweep?
us. So as far as the division standings go, the New Orleans Saints and Tyler fucking Shuck are better than us. That's just fucking pathetic, man. Still believe in my team, though. We're going to make it to the playoffs, boys. You just got to believe. We got to believe. Hey, you hear me, Tony? We got to believe, damn it.
All right. Next call.
Let's go.
Oh, my fucking God. I may crash out a little bit. I may just fucking crash. This is fucking ridiculous.
Crash out, Christian.
Okay. This is probably the worst called game I've seen from the refs against the Panthers all year. I'm not one to blame blame refs for shit. I think it's always kind of somewhat balanced, but Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, the guy, if you watch the fucking Icky foul, Icky didn't do shit. How many times do we see fucking linemen get in players' faces? What the fuck kind of fucking call?
I agree with
bullshit?
this.
Yeah, that one was such bullshit.
The ref literally had his
I don't think they had to call it.
Out.
I think it was a
say
penalty, but I don't think they had to call
He
it.
was thinking about throwing it before Icky even touched the guy. And then Ashawn Robinson, like, with the fucking dude. The fuck kind of call is that, man?
That one was sucky.
I mean, what the fuck? We don't even get clarifications on the broadcast here. And then Shao Smith Wade with a fucking hold? Like, are you fucking kidding me,
another
bro?
bullshit one right
We
there.
get one little fucking replay to show me that I know, dude, the guy didn't fucking do shit. And then they don't even give the catch to Ted. I'm sorry. I might need fucking clarification on this, but do you need 2 hands to have possession? No, you dumb motherfuckers.
I think that was the
fucking
right
hand,
call.
It doesn't matter if his ball's touching the ground. He clearly has fucking possession with 1 fucking hand. Okay, the rest of the shit though, it's obvious that the dude. I need someone who is an X and O's fucking expert to explain to me why we always seem to fucking what is it? Okay. Oh shit. Let me just refresh here. If this ends, I'm going to call back. But some people who like Bryce, what they see is, okay, the great throw to the Coker. The scrambling. Okay, dude, I'll admit, yeah, his pocket presence has gotten a lot better. But what I remember is stupid fucking easy throws to Tommy Tremble, I think in the first quarter, where you just fucking miss him, bro. How do you do that? How do you, as an NFL quarterback, number 1 overall pick, but let's just throw that away. You're starting in the NFL. How do you miss that throw? And then you want to then I get on the fucking social media to see Sheena Quick fucking over there, like talking about, oh, that was a good throw to fucking Ted McMillan and he just didn't catch. Shut the fuck up. Dude, how is that a good throw?
It wasn't a good throw, but I still think
it wasn't the best throw. It wasn't the best throw. It wasn't a bad throw. It was, that shows you how small the margins are. I do want to give a shout out.
Two things be right at the same time, that it wasn't a great throw, but I still think he should have caught it.
Yes. And because it wasn't the best throw is why the defensive player made a play. I know everybody hates David Newton, but I'm going to tell you why this is like why he is a goat of the internet. He's like a Donald Trump of fucking X. This is a tweet. Saints rookie Tyler Shook outplayed Panthers QB Bryce Young again, especially when it mattered. He went 5 for 6, 86 yards on passes thrown, 15 plus yards downfield. His most such completions in a game in his career. He had 3 of those completions in the fourth quarter. David Newton, a great villain of the internet, because that has nothing to do with fucking Bryce Young. That has to do with the Panthers defense. Way to stoke the fire. Way to stoke the fire. Let me see. Let me make sure this is this same call.
Oh,
yeah,
my
fuck.
fuck.
All right, there we go. Next call.
Gentlemen, I'm going to give you 3 choices. What is the most annoying thing about this game today? 1, that J.C. Horn is overpaid and can't cover. Unless he's wide receiver 1-on-1. Number 2, Ike Ekwonu can't pass block for shit. He keeps getting shoved back into the quarterback. Or 3, the Carolina Panthers were wearing these hoodie sweatshirts with these stupid ass, dumbass social justice messagings that these professional athletes making millions of dollars are oppressed. What's the most annoying, stupid thing of today?
I would say the referees. Most annoying. Or, actually, no. The fact that the Panthers lost, most annoying, stupidest thing out of that list. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, this is Jono in Atlanta.
What up, Jono?
And what a game. I don't even know where to begin, and I don't even know who takes the blame for this game, because it was just, the defense was just tragic. And I cannot understand because I mean, a lot of the penalties that we had were penalties, but it was just like so frequently, every single drive, it was penalty after penalty after penalty. And we just could not get off the field. I mean, they had a 1 drive that went 11 minutes. I didn't even know you could hold the football for that long. 11 minutes. This bend don't break does not work without pass rushers. What are we doing, man?
That's the truth.
How do we have a layup? We're up 17-7 in the third quarter. This is a layup game. You're driving down the field, 4th and 1 in field goal range, and you decide to run the exact same play that you ran earlier in the game. I think that the team's not going to know? Like, they're not going to be aware? Why not at least use that formation to run a toss? Oh my gosh. This has to be one of Dave's worst games. This was really bad play calling in critical situations. Really, really bad play calling. We ran 6 straight pass plays with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. What in the world, Dave? They basically just sent 7 into coverage and just sat back and relax and let their pass rush get after us. Why would there no check downs, Dave? What are we doing? This is not like there's like 40 seconds left and you got to make it down the field. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and we called 6 to 7 straight pass plays. You have time to run the ball. Gosh, man. Man, this team has a lot of growing up to do. That's all I can think is, because there is no way you come out of the bye, you're first in the division, You have a chance to set yourself up to just need to win one more game. One game against the Bucs. You can lose to the Seahawks. You can lose to the Bucs. You need one game against the Bucs if you win this game to be in the playoffs. A thing we have not done in 8-7 years. And instead of being prepared, instead of coming on task, instead of coming to get blood from these guys as they embarrass you in your own house, we come out lollygagging. We come out dropping passes, dropping touchdowns. T-Mac dropped a wide open touchdown. I don't care how far that ball was off target. It hit him in the hands. It hit him in the hands. Bryce gave him a chance. He dropped a touchdown that we desperately needed, apparently. And then
did it stop?
Okay, that was it. All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh, yeah, this is Marshall Rudder calling from Raleigh, North Carolina. And let me tell you something, Tony Albino Whoopi Goldberg Dunn. Nobody wants to see your damn Pauly Shore hair as much as they want to listen to my comments post another debacle courtesy of the Kakalaki Panthers, who shouldn't even be in the damn NFL. And I believe y'all lost twice this year to them Saints. So I guess it's a who dat Sunday for y'all. And let me tell you something else before you cut me off again. The Carolina Kakalaki food stamp recipients and y'all fans who call into this shit every week to voice your frustrations about why you're not winning football games, you actually have the audacity to try and win a damn game when there shouldn't even be professional sports in the damn state. So I'll be calling back at the end of the season, however long I have to wait, and you listen to the truth at the end of yet another pointless and gruesome end to a Panthers season, and a bunch of welfare recipients like yourself can only await the suffering. Bye.
Damn. How did you really feel, bro?
If you're edged because I'm wheezing all your grindage, just chill. Just chill, my man. That's funny. I like that call. Wheeze the juice. Buff the wood. Buff the wood. Next call.
All right. It's Christian again. Nope,
Come on,
I'm so
Christian.
pissed. How is that a fucking good... how are you going to blame it on T-Mac, man? If you fucking lead the receiver, it's a fucking touchdown. It's little fucking things like that that hurt the game for us. Now, people are going to fucking shit on the defense, and you can, but at what point... We need to have a follow-up question of, okay, shit on the fucking defense. Well, what the fuck does the offense do, man? And this is where I need like an expert in X's and O's to help explain to me. Why is it that we never have fucking like opportunities downfield with like what? We have 4 or 5 fucking receivers out there running fucking routes and no one's ever fucking open? Where did they fucking go? Why is every fucking NFL team, take the Saints for example, able to see a receiver to throw to and complete it? I just don't understand it. Like, I'm of the mind that everything's fucking put in like a fucking 20-yard, 25-yard little box, and they're all fucking throwing routes through. Because if the receiver's running further than that, Bryce ain't fucking throwing it. So we're trying to fit everything into tight windows. But this is insane how you just came off the bye week and you get all this fucking hype and there's something to fucking fight for and nothing's going well. And you know what, Chuba, I have a fucking issue with you dumb fuck. If you take that fucking ball and just run with the momentum of the offensive line instead of cut it back, you get the fucking first down, you dumb fuck. Sorry. Okay. Back to fucking whatever the fuck this bullshit is. Jesus. Fuck. I can't stop cursing. Oh, man. You know what, dude? Dude, we're just not ready, man.
we're not fucking ready. And I just, dude, I'm not trying to blame everything on Bryce, but I truly do, from the bottom of my heart, think that there's just limitations, and it prevents us from stretching the field left, stretching the field right. And you know what? If you don't believe me, just watch the fucking throws and just see how long it takes for the ball to get there. Sometimes
I
it
think
works
there's
out
something
well
to be said
with
about
Coker.
that.
But dude, there's no zip on the
Throw it.
ball.
Just throw it
I'm thinking
sometimes.
that windows close
Go for Bryce.
fast, and he just
Well,
can't
yeah,
get
just
him there.
and I don't know if it's
Later.
Bryce or the play. Marshall Rudder. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. So you're inbred, you know, where your mom's your dad and your dad's your brother. Hey,
What?
I got to say one more word to him. What was his name? Marshall Rudder. Got one more for you. I've seen a lot of camel toes, but never on a camel. These are all Pauly Shore quotes, by the way. All Pauly Shore quotes.
I mean, dude, my thing is like, at this point, like, I'm done fucking bitching
All right.
about Bryce, especially when he was not. Like, my point is like, I don't feel like Bryce was the main issue today. I feel like he made some plays that were good enough to win us this football game.
I think where there's something to his call,
put this
though,
on
Cody.
the defense more than anything else.
I think there's something. The only thing to the point is it's I'm not putting anything on this loss on Bryce. It's like, all right, we're at the end of the game, right? Now things are mattering. And it's like, when do we get the 1, 2, 3 Bryce? The Jalen Coker, when they were celebrating it about how he threw it before he saw it. It's just like, why is it at the end? It's not quick. And your shots being taken. And there's so many factors there. We have to look at every, thing. It's just like, man, when is the time that's just takeover time? Takeover time. But I don't think this is the game really where that's the focal point. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, this is John Atlanta again. Sorry, I guess I was talking for too long, but I just want to conclude with I'm just embarrassed. I'm embarrassed and I'm pissed. I'm sure after I go to sleep tonight, I'll feel better about it. And I remember that we're still tied for the division. We just got to beat the Bucs twice, right? That's the goal right now. It's just beat the Bucs twice, you're in. So just everyone keep your heads up. Don't let's ruin your Christmas.
All right, hit that super
and
chat.
like we always say, we got to just keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Let me read some of these super chats. So we read Jonathan Collins. This is from Nirvash. Said the broadcaster said multiple times that if we won the game, we only needed one more win to win the division. Almost like they jinxed us or cursed us. Jonathan Collins again with another $2 says, I'm sorry, we can get a real play caller. I'm sorry, can we get a real play caller in the offseason? And another one from Jonathan Collins says, Tommy Tremble, 4 targets, tied for first. Yeah, I don't understand that. There's not a lot of consistency when it comes to trying to get the ball into the hands of your best players.
All right, next call.
Man, what's up, C3? This is what kills me. We can't win when we're favored, and I don't understand why. I really don't. I mean, those are the games you're favored for a reason. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's execution. I don't know if it's game plan. I don't know if it's
all
team.
of them.
I don't know if it's a lack of preparation or taking yourself too serious and not taking the other team serious enough. I mean, I just don't understand. But I mean, I'm so fed up with this team losing games that we are supposed to win. And it doesn't make up for it that we win games where we're supposed to lose by 14 points. Good teams beat teams that they're supposed to win. So I don't know.
I like this comment from Matt Jenkins is like, and it's really just, it's like, I've got tight end trauma since Greg Olsen. Jatavian Sanders, you're supposed to be good this year. You're like,
this is supposed to be a breakout year for
team
him.
next year. He's not going to be on the team next year.
He has not looked good. Dropping passes, missing blocking assignments. Tony, there was an egregious one against the 49ers where if he would have blocked a screen for Chuba, Chuba would have had a touchdown. But he has not been good. I think Mitchell Evans has been better than Jatavian Sanders this year.
All right.
Yeah, man.
We got 3 more calls.
Yo, this is y'all favorite Bucks fan, Tobias out of Phoenix, Arizona.
What up,
All right,
Tobias?
I am happy my Bucks are back in and you guys are lost. But at the same time, I was yelling at my TV. Why in the hell did your DC go into a prevent late in the game?
Oh,
I don't know, brother.
Beat up college
I wish
Bucks,
I could tell you.
You know, why not pressure him like the Saints are doing at the end of the game against Bryce Young? They didn't let
Yeah.
Bryce just sit back there.
That's the truth.
But you guys lost this game for being undisciplined. I'm just being objective here.
No, I agree.
Dumb penalty after dumb penalty. I remember that was a 2nd and 23. J.C. Horn had a defensive holding. First down. The first touchdown helped by dumb Panther penalties. The
Yeah.
late game stuff, dumb Panther penalties. And even at the end, quarterback sliding, you have to bail. I never seen a team get flagged twice for hitting a quarterback while he's sliding. The Saints, I don't know if they would even have time to spike that ball.
Yeah.
It would be a fun next 3 weeks because we'll be going at it. And I'll say this. I thought Bryce played pretty well today. And I know people may try to pin stuff on him, but he made good decisions today. He didn't have the ball much. But I just think the dumb penalties killed you guys today. You guys have a good one.
Appreciate
How about
you,
this?
Tobias.
It's like arguably the call of the night. Top 3 call of the night comes from a Bucks fan, and he ain't wrong. I think if anything, I want to. One is Derek Brown getting that penalty. Like I have less of a problem with it because he's Derek Brown. And he was like, no, I won't try to do it. I do think there is something to a giant man trying to stop his momentum.
Yeah, it's harder for him to.
Like it looked like Latham Ransom was trying to hit it. Like he freaked out. And not only was it a rookie mistake, I think it's easy to say it was a rookie mistake. I think everybody was caught off guard that they ran the ball up the middle with no timeouts or whatever they were going to do. And that's where I am. I am with the caller. It was Tobias, right? Is like you almost let him run and ride him down until the clock is at nothing and see if they can spike it.
The thing that aggravates me most, and Tobias said it too, is the prevent defense. Like, why was our defense playing like we already won the game? I'm telling you, Tony, from the start of that 4th and 1 on, that's when we lost. That's when we lost this fucking game, man.
We got shook.
Everything from
literally,
dude,
literally.
everything from the play call on 4th and 1, take the field goal. From then on, the defense let the Saints march up the field. They just let them march up the field, and it's embarrassing. But again, man, like I'm trying to be a shred of optimistic. We still control our own destiny. We just have to win out.
Yeah, but now it's like an unrealistic destiny.
How? How is it unrealistic?
Well, you have to beat the Bucks twice, right? Do you have like and we'll talk about this on depth. I don't want to get lost.
Right,
I think
but do you think it's more realistic that they beat us twice?
I think that if we split, I don't think we're in.
Well, then it's going to come down to like the strength of our record, isn't it?
No, I think it depends on what they do next week. Like we have the Seahawks, they have.
No, next week we play Tampa.
Not right, but then the week after that. So say we split. Okay, what happens against the Seahawks matters.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I think it's overly optimistic to think that we're going to sweep the Bucks. I think you have to sweep the Bucks right now. I think not have to. I think sweeping the Bucks.
They play the Dolphins when we play the.
That's
Seahawks.
My point, right? Is like sweeping the Bucks gets you into the playoffs. Yeah, it's still in your power, but it was in our power today to beat the Saints, beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then who gives a shit what happens against the Seahawks and the Bucks again? But now all those games matter. That's the point. So it's like, yeah, it's still, it was in our destiny was in our hands today. It's still in our hands tomorrow, but we made it less destinistic. I'm sorry. I mean, it was just think you win this week, you win next week, you can lose 2 in a row. Who gives a fuck? Or you could have won.
It's also like winning it before week 16 is also too easy, and that's not the Panthers' way. That's not the Panthers' way. That's not our way. That's not what we're going to do.
Okay. Well, the good news, though, is the Panthers are on a win every other week schedule. So that means they should sweep the Bucs. Because we'll win next week, then we'll lose to the Seahawks, and then we'll win to the Bucs.
That's what I saw. Kev said that on Twitter.
Yeah, but no, is that I don't think there's nothing good. Like, yes, is that you still have some power, but you had power in your hands today, and you squandered it. Let's go to the next goal.
Oh, what a disaster. I mean, what a disaster. What do you say? Like, this one is on coaching. 100%. I know the defense, they could do better. I mean, JC, damn. Like, what? 2 games and you fall down for 3 touchdowns. Terrible.
Dude, they were saying that Shuck is going to throw at JC. How disrespectful is that?
I don't know. He's just in love with Bryce, and he wants to throw the ball. We had the ball with less than 3 minutes left in the game, and did they run it at all? They didn't. Like, why? Why didn't you run the ball at all? You had 2 timeouts also. It's a coaching thing for me. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm with him as a coach. I think here's what I think is that I think he's a good motivational person, to motivate the team and all, but somebody's got to yank that playbook from his ass.
I disagree with this.
I don't think he can't do both. He cannot do both. It was so clear what we needed to do, and he could not figure out how to do it. Anyway, so frustrating. Thanks, fellas. I appreciate
it, bro.
All the good content, like and subscribe, all the good things. But yeah, disappointed with this one. Take care.
Cody, file this call down for Tuesday night for something to talk about. As we don't want to just do another post-game show, but also reflect and think about the team. What I want us to think about is at what point do you get tired of happy, smiling Dave Canales? Whether it's play calling, him as a coach, this and that. It's like, yeah, he's had moments where he hasn't performed, like he needed to be better. Like, we can talk about Bryce Young, we can talk about JC, or we can talk about everybody. It needs to be better. There have been several moments that we have had legitimate conversations about Dave Canales. I don't think this team is getting worse, though. And I really am, I'm strong on this. I don't think that changes things for the better. And you said something, I think 2 weeks ago, where you said that's why we have an offensive coach to call the plays. Like, then why do we even have him?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's egregious. I think that he needs to shoulder responsibility. But we need to investigate that. What's the right model going forward? Is it
with Dave? I don't think is a bad coach, But I
Do you
think
think he's a bad play caller? I don't think so.
no, but I think that there's. Here's the deal. I don't think he's a bad play caller, but I do think when it comes to being the leader of a team and making sure that your team is as prepared as they need to be, I find him lacking. I feel like the moments when you need to make sure that you're the most razor sharp and prepared that you've ever been, going into that Monday night game against the 49ers and beating the New Orleans Saints. They are the bottom of our division. We had a chance to run away with this shit. Now we're battling for our lives at the end of the season to desperately try to beat Tampa Bay. Um, I think there is a preparedness issue. Also, Tony, did you see the interview that Todd Bowles gave after
Yeah.
they lost to Atlanta and just dropping like 1,000 F bombs?
Yes,
Like,
but no, don't act like that.
I
All right,
want that passion.
No,
I
that
want
passion- shut
someone
up.
who cares that fucking much to go up there and say,
Stop.
we fucking played like dog shit, and we need to fucking act like we care enough to want to go out and win. You will
are out of your
never,
mind.
ever see something like that from Dave Canales.
You're out of your mind. Shout out to new member C3 Superfan GS Blue.
That's Lou. What's up, Lou?
Lou 22. Thank you for being a C3 Superfan for $1.99 a month. Many hands make for great work. But you're out of your mind, Cody, on that. It's like the worst. That's the worst analogy, because if you did watch that press conference, he's like, I hate everybody on the team. These motherfuckers don't do what they want. Like his happy, angry, and sad are all the same. He
Sounding
just cursed.
monotone is different than displaying the type of
No.
emotion to say
He had no
act like you fucking care about winning a fucking football game.
Well, here is a great thing to think about is what would the Dave Canales meltdown be like if it is Todd Bowles going, these motherfuckers, I had them on they like is his best. Oh, these guys are so great. They're the best players I've ever played. They executed. They did everything. These motherfuckers suck. They did not execute. It was his happy and sad are the same fucking thing. His meltdown and his happiness are the same thing. What is Dave Canales? What would his meltdown be like? Hey guys, this was a real pile of shit, but there's some good smells in that stink we can build off. Happy, smiley Dave Canales.
If you're going to be that way, you have to win. You have to win a
Okay.
lot more than we do. Like I would say that.
I don't know. I think that was the worst analogy to say you want more out of Dave Canales, though.
I'm making the point that you will never see that kind of emotion of being that frustrated with the underperforming of his team. You're not going to see that from Dave Canales.
There was no emotion in
if
Todd
you're-
Bowles.
He was dropping. They dropped like 7 F-bombs.
He's like, you kids, you fucking disappoint me. I love you, children. You came home on
sometimes-
time. You did your homework. You're so great. You kids.
Hey,
You're the worst
sometimes instead
fucking
of
kids
it
I've ever
being
had in my
how you
life.
say it, it's what you say.
Okay.
Those were strong words, regardless of how he said those words.
Okay.
If you're gonna, I would say that Sean McVay is similar in demeanor to a Dave Canales, but Sean McVay wins football games. So yeah, I understand that it's already gotten old really quick to a lot of people on the scene.
JJ McCarthy is going to make the whole internet explode after the way he walked into the end zone tonight. We got 2 more calls. Let's go.
What up, boys? It's Vegas Drew.
What up, Drew?
I'm in the same thing as usual. I feel like it's just mid Bryce. G baby King Bryce, like I said, he's stable boy Bryce. He's just there to put up 150 yards passing. He did throw he gave me a glimmer of hope. That's what this team, if you look back on this season, in our lives, it'll be, oh yeah, we had hope. It's like he throws that dime to Coker, and then the rest of that game is pretty much blah. I hear you guys saying, oh, we had drops from this guy. The only real drop was that one that was possible, that touchdown to
to Tet, but I didn't really get to see that replay, so I'm not 100% sure, but he hadn't dropped it, so I'm going to call that a drop. Other than that one he threw in the dirt, that looked like a catch, but is not a catch. Dude, get that ball elevated. Or the one right at the beginning of the game to tight end Tremble. I mean, he's got to catch that still, yes, but you put the ball in front of him, he runs for an extra 10, 15 yards. You throw away behind him. That dude's not that athletic. He can't make that play. At best, he catches it and falls down. You still should catch it, but dude, you got to get – when your weapons that you're throwing to aren't the best, you got to put the ball in a good spot. Behind an inflexible tight end is not a good spot. And I don't even know how he completed that flutter pass to oh man, I'm having a rough day with the receiver XL. But it's that last drive is just the microcosm of
XL is a
quarterback in this whole season.
Yeah.
Have it everything
threat
in front of us. I mean, mistakes throughout the whole game, and bad officiating. But the whole game's in front of us. It's tied. We got 2.5 minutes left. Dude, don't take that sack. Like, I don't get it. Throw the ball away. So at least you got a running back there. Throw it in the dirt in front of you. He just does dumb shit whenever there's chance to go out and win it. And someone will say, oh, he's got 11 wins. Game-winning drives. I was like, yeah, it's because we had crappy defenses only way. And he's not good enough to blow teams out. He's just a mid-average dude. So he lets other teams hang around. Even when he has these amazing games, 400 yards, did we blow that team out? No. So I'm just not. I'm ready for him to be done. You know what I end up seeing is that we'll probably lose next week.
That's a Bryce Young hater right there. Consistent. We got 2 calls left. I'm going back. One though was from 6 o'clock. This was Lou's first call. I played a second call. I didn't play this one because it was so early. But let's see what he said.
Tony Dunn, bro. Tony Dunn. It's showtime, bro. You know who it is, bro. Might have to turn me down for this. But Jalen fucking Coker! Yeah, niggas been talking about Jalen Coker ain't on shit. Jalen Coker ain't on that. Shut the fuck up! It's a wide receiver 1 you talking about.
Coker's the man.
Say with some fucking respect. Dog! Man, I'm tired of this, bro. Jalen Coker should have this performance every week. Number 1 target. That nigga needs to be getting fucking 20 targets a game.
I agree. Throw the ball fucking every play to Coker for all I give a damn.
Life on the line, I'm taking Jalen Coker over fucking Jamar Chase, bro.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Crazy. All right. Thanks, Lou. All right. Here's final call of the night. Here we go.
Okay, I wasn't going to call, but I'm going to because too many people apparently don't see the game the way I do, or maybe they don't see the game at all. Maybe they watch clips. I fucking don't know.
Are you feeling
Nobody's
picklish?
going to convince me that this game was won and lost on Bryce Young's shoulders.
No,
That's
I don't think
ignorant
anybody's
thinking.
really said that.
Okay, if you
Maybe he's
want to
talking to
believe
Drew.
that because it satisfies your personal narrative, then you are an ignorant motherfucker. Okay, that's just a fact of it. You don't like it, suck it up, buttercup, or shut the fuck up. It don't matter.
I don't think
Now-
that's been the narrative, though, Pickle.
This game was lost because the Saints stopped our run. And
Pressure the quarterback.
the defense couldn't stop the Saints.
Yep. Oh,
And the head coach didn't have a clue on how to do anything after the Saints couldn't stop the after they stopped our run because the offensive line couldn't make enough holes. This is purely factual. This is not overreaction. You can blame the offensive line. You can blame the quarterback for not opening up the holes himself. I mean, what the fuck was he supposed to do? The T-Mac catch was a little bit on both, to be frankly honest. If Bryce was to throw that ball just a smidgen toward the outside, yeah, T-Mac might have caught it. But T-Mac was drafted very high in the draft. Okay?
I think that's about the
For a reason,
defense,
because
though.
he was supposed to be that good.
The defensive player made a better play because of that.
For T-Mac to catch it, then he shouldn't have been drafted in the top 10. This is not rocket science. This is pure football. You don't understand it? Fine. Read up about it. Study on it. You'll figure that shit out in time, maybe, if you really want to know.
Pickle.
Ransom's play was an unfortunate rookie mistake. No more, no less. But we should not have been in that situation for Ransom to have to make that kind of play. The fact that we were is an indictment on Ivero's ignorant defense than anything else. If you can't win consistently, you're not a real NFL head coach. And yeah, maybe the Panthers don't belong in the playoffs because we don't know how to win consistently.
No, we win this game. You
It's
think
not
you
going to
should
be real
belong.
hard for the Bucs to look and see what we can do. Because frankly speaking, yeah, there are a lot smarter coaches in the NFL than we have on this Panther staff.
I don't know.
Dude, look, the more that this is a problem, people are going to find someone to blame. Like, it's either
wanting to blame
blame
somebody
but
is one
here's the
thing, but we
deal.
didn't execute. We just didn't
Right,
execute.
but here's
on
the
so
deal.
many different
That's
levels.
either going to be on the coach. Execution is on coaching.
What?
Because
No,
remember,
it's not
I got
on the coaches.
yes,
That's
it
on
is.
the
I got-
players.
Tony,
You
I
can
got
call
into
the right play and
we
they don't
did
do
this
the
with
right.
Ron
and then-
Rivera, Tony. Remember when we were talking about if the players are consistently going out there and they're underperforming? Well, then how is that not on the coaches to a certain degree? It is. If you have to say that if your job is to prepare them throughout the week and they're not prepared, then some of that onus does go on Canales.
So that touchdown
However,
for T-Mac and Bryce, it's not on anybody. It's on the coaches because they didn't execute.
Well, no,
I think execution comes down to players.
Right. It's preparedness versus execution. Is there the same level of preparedness versus the same level of execution? So, for example, I don't think that they executed well on that drop pass in the end zone to T-Mac. I think
Bad
the ball
play
was.
calling. It's on
I think the
Canales.
ball
It's
was.
on it's on
little.
Evero.
No, stop it. The ball was a bad ball from Bryce. It was a little too far back.
Bad. It
But
wasn't great. It
also
was an
should have
okay
been-
ball.
It also should not have been dropped. But then you're paving
That's
the way.
Dave Canales' fault.
Tony,
Clearly,
but now you're saying that
should have called
nothing
a
is
different play.
But Tony, now you're saying that nothing is Dave Canales' fault. It can't be Dave Canales'
No,
fault.
I think that
because the
this
players didn't do anything. It's his second year.
I think that you
when
said-
does he deserve fault?
You said that people want to find someone to blame. And I think that's an easy thing to do. So it's like, oh, the defense just gave up all this shit. So it's Evero. This defense did this. Like it's everybody is accountable and no one is the sole issue. And I don't think that if we had a different head coach right now, that it would be that much better or something. I'm sorry. I just don't think that the penalty, you'd be like, oh, but they're not prepared enough. So Derek Brown fucking blasted Tyler Shook, that Evero. What a fucking, he didn't prepare him enough. I think that everyone has to be better. I think the play, but you can call all the right players. I think it's an easy out to just say
who is
that they
responsible
didn't execute because
for
the
making
coaches
them
didn't
all
prepare them
play
enough.
better?
That's an easy out.
Right, but okay, then what? Then if your team is not playing up to par, then you can say that there's multiple reasons why the players are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's a bunch of mistakes, which I always say, if you have a heavy penalized team, that has to be on coaching. You have to instill that during the week, that they're not jumping off sides, that they're not lined up at the wrong time. And then also, like, do we not give any blame to Ruggiero Evero for our defense just looking completely out of sorts and giving up 82 yards in the fourth quarter? Like, that's also unacceptable. There's plenty enough blame to go around, but the point that I was making is that everyone is going to pick someone to blame, if it's fair or not fair. Bryce is going to get blamed. Dave Canales is going to get blamed. Ejiro Rivero is going to get blamed. J.C. Horn for not locking up Olave is going to get blamed. Derek Brown for smacking Tyler Shook is going to get blamed. there is plenty of blame to go around. But I will say, as a head coach, coming off of 2 weeks of preparation, and you go into the Superdome after already looking terrible against the Saints earlier this week, and then you lay another egg in a game where you could have won. I'm sorry, Dave Canales is not rid of fault in this matter. He just isn't.
Oh, he shouldn't be rid of it. It shouldn't be rid of fault. There, to I guess to round out your point, and then let's finish out the show with our awards, our accolades, and our towel of shame, our David Dotto, aka Dab on him award. Is that when you talk about, like, I don't think coaches can make players execute, but what I do think is if there was something today that either Evero or Canales could have found, I don't know how. I don't know what this magic ingredient is of how to do it. Is how to create the spark or quell the nerves. Like, all right, the fourth down didn't, like, it all fell apart after that, right? Is that the great coach maybe finds a way to help the team to not fall apart mentally, execution, play calling. So I just don't know. It's like last week we were sitting here talking about how Evero, I don't think this is like, oh, fire people. Like, they're not good. It's like, you know what? Is they didn't have their best day, and JC Horn didn't have his best day, and the refs didn't have their best day. It's not an excuse. I just don't think it's like these fuckers are terrible.
If we had won like 4-5 games, yeah, maybe it's fireable offenses.
One play goes different. You win this 20-17, Cody. You're talking about resiliency.
Close games.
You're talking about resiliency. You're talking about all the narrative is completely different. So you know what? I'm disappointed, and I'm sure that Dave Canales is disappointed. I showed the video of Ejiro Evero walking off. I think he was mad at himself more than anybody. He's disappointed. You don't think he walked out there saying, "Oh,
he fucking should be disappointed at himself." My thing is this: they are contending for the playoffs. We are getting better year after year. Yeah, it's not a fireable offense yet. However, if we go into next season and we still are looking like the same team that doesn't know who they want to be, then people are going to be like, "Yeah, I told you so. Should have fired Canales. Should have got rid of Bryce. Whatever."
I am. Canales needs one more year for sure. To me, I don't think it helps your team firing him right now or this year. I don't think it's even close. All right, those are the calls. This has been the C3 Panthers podcast postgame show, but we're not finished yet, as we have to give out our towel of shame, which we pick a player, basically our ice up of the player award, and our David Dotto, aka Dab on him player of the game award. Let's start with towel of shame.
Do it.
Towel of shame to me goes, I'm gonna go Chow Smith Wade. And this guy makes some fucking plays. He's a good player. I like him. He's a good player. And I think he's going to get better. He got fucked with that one pass interference call. Bullshit. But lining up offsides on that field goal attempt, fucking killer. I think it was a field goal. It was either a punt or a field goal. It was just killer. So Chow Smith Wade had some good plays, but also got some tough moments in this game. So my towel of shame goes to Chow Smith Wade.
My towel of shame goes to one JC Horn. Man, I've been a big defender of you for a long time, but even against the Saints the first time, I could say, all right, he had some bad slip ups. But today he had an opportunity to really turn the sway of this game in a different direction. And it didn't happen, man. He let Olave cook him in a moment when we really needed him to step up. So, yeah, I'm going JC Horn. Towel of shame.
Our Dab on them, aka DeVito Ball Out Award. Man, how do you find someone who balled out here?
Oh, mine's easy. I've got one. You want me to go first?
You gonna do Bryce?
Jalen fucking Coker, boy. Jalen Coker drops nothing. And I genuinely believe that Dave Canales needs to make it a point to get the ball into his hands even more. We need to target Jalen Coker way more than we do. Way more.
Mine's gonna go to look, I'll give it to Bryce. In one way, just because I don't want people to think that I don't celebrate him. Mine goes to Christian Roseboom today. This guy, though, is for all the shit he caught early on, bazillion tackles, he makes a difference. I like this Roseboom guy. We're going to be talking about the Panthers wanting to bring him back next year, and if they should. So that's mine. This is the C3 Panthers podcast post-game show. We'll be here live on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Get ready for the flagship show on Tuesday. We'll be live at 9. Jump in here, subscribe. All you that have called in, thank you so much for your time, your energy. For the people in the chat, people that have listened on X or wherever you're at, if you've given us any attention, we appreciate your time, energy, and attention. And we ask you one thing: smash the thumbs up button, repost, subscribe. And thank you to all the people that donated to the show tonight, subscribe, have shared it, have become C3 super fans. We appreciate it. And it is a community that we're building. You guys are really important to us. Today didn't go our way, but guess what? We'll still be here Tuesday night. Cody Lack, my boy, my homie, my brother, my Will man. Why don't you take us out of here?
C3 Legion will be back this Tuesday night at 9 for another flagship edition of the C3 Panthers podcast. Until then, keep pounding.